or like other programming languages, allows us to take input from the user. To read user input, one can do the following. The readLine function is a function that presents a prompt to the user and then takes the result and converts that to a numeric value and stores it in user input. If I run the statement, you will see in the console log, I have type in a value. I can type in a value, let's say for instance 23, and I hit enter. You will see user input has the value 23 in our global environment. This can be used to demonstrate some features and manners in which to use loops. For instance, I might want to consecutively take a set of inputs from a user, and as long as the numbers that the user keeps typing in are positive, I will add those numbers up. Once the user types in a negative number, I will stop taking input and then present the sum of all positive numbers that the user has typed in. Here's how one might accomplish that using loops and reading user input. So I start off by declaring user input equal to 0 and sum equal to 0, two variables that hold the value 0. Then I have a loop. This loop checks if user input is greater than equal to 0. If it is greater than equal to 0, I add user input to sum. Inside the loop, I am reading a user input and having the user type in a value. As long as that value is positive, that while loop or the while expression evaluates to true and the loop keeps running. As soon as user input is a negative value, then the while loop breaks and I print out the cat statement, the value of all positive numbers the user has typed in is, and I print out the sum. Let's see whether this works. So user input equal to 0, sum equal to 0. Whoops. That's a quick mistake. That read line should be read lowercase line. User input, sum, the while statement, I've run it, type in a value, let's say 2, 34, 65, 78, 90, 128, 0, and let's say I type in minus 78. And I'm done, and if I print out cat, the value of all positive numbers the user has typed in is 397. This is an example of using user input and a loop to read some numbers in and perform a set of instructions, perform a set of operations on the numbers that the user has typed in. Another practice example for you to work on based on this concept is the following. Take 10 numbers from the user and calculate the minimum, maximum, sum, and mean of the 10 numbers. Obviously, there are functions within the R environment that will help you do this, but we can also do this with loops, and the reason for you to attempt this problem is to get used to this idea of programmatically being able to understand the sets of operations that you might need to do, you might need to perform to accomplish this task.